Hey,
Hey,
boom.
what's
That
up?
was that was easy, huh?
Yeah, I was like waiting for it. I'm sorry I didn't say I was ready.
It's all good. It's all good. Hold on, I'm typing here just to let people know what's going on. Hey, Jess, thank you for joining.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Of course, of course. We are building today. Let's see here. J underscore first. Oh, it's two underscores, right?
Leslie.
It's two?
Yeah,
Right. Okay.
it's
Two
two.
underscores first. Building with J first. All right. You joined quickly. All right. Perfect. Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you for being here. I really appreciate you. How's your day been?
It's been good. We've been doing a lot of cleaning, getting the house reorganized. So a lot of mopping and scrubbing things.
So, a
But
lot of
other than that,
cleaning
it's
and clearing.
great. Yeah, it's a
Mhm.
good time for that, especially with tonight. My moon's in Scorpio, so I'm like,
Now, wait. The moon is in Scorpio, but are you a Scorpio?
Yeah, I'm a Scorpio moon.
Okay. Okay. So you are a Scorpio moon. I'm a Scorpio sun. I think we talked
Ah,
about this. And I'm a I'm an Aquarius moon and an Aquarius rising. So I don't know what this moon means for me, but what does it mean for you?
um, well, I am getting a reading from my best friend Leslie, who's an astrologist. She just joined in this too. But
Hey,
I'll
hey,
know
shout out to
more.
Leslie.
Yeah, I'll know a little bit more later. But from what I understand, it's a lot of like sexual transformation and like inner reflecting on like emotions, so it's probably just going to be very emotional. And my mom's a Scorpio, and I've noticed she's been like very like touchy the last couple days, but she
Mm,
doesn't really like believe in all of the astrology stuff, so
okay.
I know what's going on, but she doesn't know what's
Yeah.
going on.
You know the vibes.
But
So so
yeah,
Jess, since we're water signs, that means we deal more with emotions, is that right?
from what I understand, yeah, because I'm actually like a triple fire, and then I have the water placement. So,
Mhm.
from what I understand, yes, like your emotions are more in like water. I'm really horrible at explaining these things,
Well, well,
but
Sagittarius. I know Sagittarius with the Archer. You know that fire.
yeah.
You
So I have
you
like
get things done.
my two opposing personalities, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
um, like I'm adventurous and like fiery and all that, but then at the same time, I'm very much like emotional and much of my thoughts like a Scorpio is. I don't know. I found that people that are Scorpio moons and people that are Scorpio suns are like completely totally like opposite. Because everybody's used to see the Scorpio and they're like, oh, they're super like sassy and like fiery and like have all this like energy with them. But at the same time, I'm like, I feel like I resonate on the other side of the spectrum, and I'm more like emotional and like baby.
Yeah. When
I
did
don't
you
know.
when did you get into astrology, and how has that helped you in your life, so to speak? How is that, has astrology or knowing these signs, has it gotten you through things?
Yeah, I want to say I started to really get into it in massage therapy school because I was surrounded by people that practice those things, and I learned a lot that way. And then I started to learn a lot more with my friend Leslie when I started to work as she's also a massage therapist, and so we massaged together and we became really good friends. So I really definitely started learning more of it the last like couple years. But yeah, definitely I think my spiritual like journey with massage therapy kind of brought a lot of those things into my life that weren't there. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. So, knowing about the body and being able to do that with massage therapy, I'm sure. And you also love roller skates. Love Leslie roller skate?
Ooh, you're cutting out.
Oh, my bad. Is the connection okay now?
Ooh, ooh. We good?
Is it okay
We good
now?
now? Yeah, I think we're better now. Okay.
Perfect, perfect. I said you also enjoy roller skating. Does Leslie roller skate with you as well?
She wants to. She's gonna get skates soon. But yeah, I roller skating is like, you have like your top priorities and like roller skating is like one of mine. That
Yes.
definitely like changed my life. A lot of people don't see things like that and think that they could really like affect somebody's life, but like roller skating like legitimately like completely saved me.
Wow.
So yeah,
Oh.
I love
How so?
that's one of my big passions. Um, well, a lot of it was I was like in a bad place and it really helped me like fight addiction and like become sober and like stay sober. It brought me to a group of people and all these people around me in my community that I'd never met before, all through roller skating. And it just got me in a way healthier lifestyle and it got me outside and I was doing things to take care of my body more and I was
Yeah.
meeting more people. It just like really brought so much like connection with people. Like I can't so many people that I've met in the last few years that just from roller skating, like hundreds of people.
Mhm.
um and it just brings everybody together, so it's definitely saved me from myself and it helped me like see clearer about like what things could be and how like enjoy and how much I can enjoy my life.
Yes. Yes. I love roller skating as well, and I definitely agree with you. When you roller skate with others, it's an experience. Like it brings you into another sense of community, and it's a dance cardio. When you're jam skating, it can be where you're working up those endorphins and those feel good chemicals in the body that you don't even realize are being generated, but it feels so good. It feels so good. So that's awesome. So you'd say before you started roller skating, you kind of were going in a downward spiral, and it put you in a new environment.
Yeah, because I feel like massaging, I had like a weird transition when I started massage school. It just like opened so many things up for me and I became so in tune with myself. But then as I started to get out of school, I was starting to give a lot of myself to others and I wasn't really focusing on myself anymore. And I started to kind of lose sight of that spirituality and I wasn't like nourishing that part of myself. And so I think it kind of like started to go downwards because I just didn't know what I needed.
Hmm.
But then all of a sudden I just, realized that there were so many things that I, could enjoy. And yeah, so it's definitely a lot of ups and downs. You think that you go through a major transformation and you're like, oh, this is it. Like, this is how life is going to be. And then you go through another one and you're like, oh, it's going to be even more. Like, there's another
Right.
one coming.
Right.
And it's
Exactly.
like, we forget we're still so young.
Hmm.
You feel so old, in your 20s and you're like, oh, I'm not even like halfway done with who I'm supposed to be yet. Like,
No, it's so true. It's so true. It's like they say, it's a journey. It's a journey. Like
yeah.
for me, there's no end destination in mind where I'm seeing like, okay, I've arrived when I get here. It's like it's a lifelong journey, and that's part of the beauty for me of just continuously learning, being a student, and just being a student of life. Just going through it with hardly any expectations has made it so fun for me. But I love how you said that. It reminds me of like, you make it to the top of the mountain, right? Of whatever you're doing in life, and you can see farther now. You can see a lot farther than you could before, but then you also see that there's another mountain. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Your reward for completing your last challenge is your next challenge. Yeah.
exactly. Oh
Yeah.
man, I've learned so much from you. Like even just like the short like weeks that we've been like talking and stuff. Like my eyes, like I've learned so many different things, and I've shared things with other people, and now we're there talking about it. So yeah, it's definitely awesome to like be friends with you.
It's a blessing, Like I feel the same. I feel the same. We've been connecting with so many people, me and you, Jess, with these circles. We came into each other's lives on the same frequency by way of all this stuff that was going around. And you are part of the Bloom Your Loom initiative. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yeah, we're in this. Maybe soon to be changed name. Who knows?
Right, right. Who knows? It's evolving. It's still evolving. Would you like to speak on your passion behind that and why you'd become, you know, an advocate for it and trying to change the overall message and theme of it?
Ooh, okay. Been having this discussion a lot with people, and it's like really, I realized how I started in this and then where I am now. Because when I first jumped into it, I jumped into it with people that were just about the money. It was not at all about them becoming friends. It was very like, who's next? Who's filling the next spot? And I got my hopes up and I entered, and I just kind of started to realize that, like, you know, they weren't really like working together and that they just had a money motive. But then I got on Instagram and I started to see, you know, common names pop up. And I was like, okay, I keep seeing these people's names. And then I started to check your guys' profiles out and talk to you guys, not even being in your guys' groups.
Right.
And I had invested in a few looms and it was getting really discouraging. It may be a whole weekend. And then finally that Friday, I was just so done with it. I was so drained because I was sitting there trying to be a cheerleader and get everybody to like want to, you know, be on that level.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden I found a group and I wasn't even invited. It was Lamb's group. I wasn't even invited in. I asked to be part of it. Or no, sorry, before Lamb Split. It was a different one. And then that's when I started talking to like Ethan and Wind and everybody. And then I was like, oh my gosh, this is what it's about. I've been totally blindsided on the wrong side of this. There's a whole other spectrum of people that want more out of this and for what it's like supposed to be. So then I started to realize that instead of focusing on trying to get people to join your loom and to like reach out to random people, because people were, you know, hitting me up, I'd never even talked to them before.
Right.
And then I started to realize that without even advertising and without even reaching out to people, that as we were just talking and bonding with each other and sharing our ideas and our passions, that other people just kind of started to want to join and be part of it. And then more people were joining into that manifestation. And it really showed me just like the power of manifestation and like intention. And if you're just going into the group to help the person in the middle and to grow as a person with the other people in the group, that you get so much more out of it. And I think, you know, that's what a lot of people are missing. You know, we still have those. Oh, sorry, my dog just came in here.
Oh, it's all good.
Can you get Gizmo? Gizmo. All right, just shut the door. It's fine. And then I just started to realize like that's like what it's about is, you know, the power of intention and manifestation and building community. Because you know, where I live in the Bay Area, and we are just so chock full of so many different kinds of people. But a lot of it is we're so used to only really trusting our immediate surroundings. The idea of trusting strangers and building relationships with people that are on other sides of the world, like that's either a scam or you're gonna get gypped because everybody thinks their neighbor's out to get them. And so it's been definitely like, you know, hard trying to get people to like see that there's just such a big world and there's so many people like you and me that feel that way, and that these looms can be a way to attract like-minded individuals and people that have that energy and want to be part of something like that. And I even realized, you know, because of my profession that I'm in, you know, it's hard to get my family to understand the spiritual part of my job. It's hard to get people to understand those things and wanting to make health changes like eating habits. It was, you know, I didn't have that support around me. And then this brought so much support. I've been vegan for a few weeks and I've like never felt more confident and more like sure of it because I have you guys all like supporting me. And I feel like I have a community of people that want to talk about all of the stuff that my profession entails, and like all the spirituality and meditation and finding attunement and divine tuning. And, you know, just, it's been really eye-opening. So just my take on the looms is that just go where you're called, because if somebody's just seeking you out and messaging you randomly, you know, it often could be out of desperation. And I feel like when you're desperate to recruit people, that shows that you don't have a solid foundation or believe fully in what you're representing, and that you're not confident that people will just see that and want to join and be part of that. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like, I don't know, I realized that. And so every time I get random ones, you know, and it's like, hey, like, I have this loom, like, join, we're trying to get moving. And I'm like, like, I don't know. And, you know, I even took a risk the other day just to see what it was about. Ronia and I were in one. And we both were like, the vibes are kind of off. Like, we don't want to be here. And we like left because it just was like nobody was like actually trying to get to know each other. They were just
Right.
talking about filling the next spot. So I was like, this is pointless.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
yeah, sorry to
You can.
ramble on, but that's
No,
kind of.
no, no. No, it's no problem. I appreciate you. You know, I really appreciate you for sharing that because folks need to hear it, and it's a good thing that they can hear it from someone like yourself, you know, who's been in it, who's been on both sides of the spectrum, who's seen the ups, who's seen the downs, who's seen the community based mindset ones, and who's seen the ones who are kind of out for themselves, who aren't really about building, who aren't really about getting to know other people. I mean, Haranya just joined the chat, New Earthlings Tribe. Shout out to Haranya. She you know, we met her. She's from Sweden. Like we've met all these people from these other countries, Australia, Belgium, like all these people, and it feels like I'm traveling the world. I'm getting to learn these different cultures, these different perspectives, how everybody is experiencing the lockdown differently, you know, in other countries, in other continents. So it's really, like you said, the power of intention, the power of manifestation, and the power of, you know, what we intend, our purpose when we do something. And you can feel the energy. You know, I feel like there's a quote by Henry David Thoreau, and it says, it's not what we look at that matters, it's what we see. You know, it's what we
Yeah.
see. And I think we each see something. We can look at the same painting, and one person can see a completely different, you know what I'm saying, like, than the other person. Be standing and looking at the same thing but have a completely different take on it, you know. So I really do believe it is it's what you're intending, it's the intention behind it, and people can feel the energy. Even if I have reached out to folks, hey, would you like to join, you know, I see that they're interested in some capacity. I always leave it open as an opportunity. I'm never trying to convince somebody to join or convince them that it's not a scam. You know, whatever they believe is what they believe, and I'm like, hey, you know, stay blessed, have a wonderful day, you know. So yeah.
Yeah, it's because yeah, that entails like also, you know, even if they do have like a negative response, like kind of giving them the space to feel that way, and kind of understanding that we do live in a society where a lot of people have just been spoon fed so much information that it's hard for them to like listen to other people because that's all that's going around them. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like, yeah, you know, if you're not about it, you're not about it. Like, no pressure, you know,
Right.
it's not a cult. We're not trying to like get people into a cult or anything.
and it's you know, the cool thing I think about it is it's about giving. You know, it's not about taking, it's about giving. And it's like we're giving to each other, sometimes, like, often complete strangers, but we're getting to know them. We're, you know, they're talking about the things that are going on in their lives, and it's like, wow, I'm expanding my mind just by being in these chat rooms, just by being in these groups. It feels so, you know, just enriching. They say that travel, you know, is one of the only things that you pay for that enriches you. And I do plan on traveling to, you know, other countries and other continents and places around the world. But at the moment, this is just a wonderful social experiment that started small, and it has expanded into something huge. You know, it's really approaching that, you know, revolutionary status where we're changing. It's like a whole new system, you know, that has been here before, but it's resurfacing now because of what's going on. Yeah.
Yeah, especially like, yeah, they try to keep people so separated. And so it's, you know, this challenges that. It challenges the separation, and it's like, just because our governments are different or we live in different areas doesn't mean that we can't be united. You know, I definitely agree. It's like traveling. We're taking advantage of the electronics, doing a little traveling right there.
Yeah, technology, you know, these devices, I believe this platform, Instagram, you know, it's what these social media platforms intended, I believe, to connect us, to bring us together, in any way that we can. You know, I'm sure, I mean, still, we're separated, of course, by this device, but we're looking at each other. We're connected, right? You know, we're talking
Yeah.
to each other. We're vibing with each other. We're picking up on each other's wavelength. It's just cool to be in this vibration, to be in this space, and then realize that there's others like you, that you're not alone, right? You know, you're in this world.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big world, but then it brings it back into focus when people reach out to you, I'm sure, all the time, Jess, and they're like, wow, you know, I was so inspired by this, or I was inspired by that, and thank you for posting that, or thank you for saying this. You know?
Yeah, this has like gotten a lot of people out of their shell, and people are sharing new information with each other and then saying, wait, I need to tell everybody about this. I can't just sit on this. I've noticed that this like has changed also like the way that I like, you know, your stories, obviously, like I like to put things about my life and things that I'm doing and enjoying, but then, you know, I've started to really speak up, and, you know, if people unfollow, it's like, oh, it's whatever. I think everybody has this fear of people like unfollowing them, so they don't like actually share their
Mm,
true what's going on. And I've just kind of been like, you know what, this is what's been going on. If you unfollow, like, because I'll share positive things and people unfollow, it's like you really just can't make people want to be about it. Like,
right.
it's, you know.
Mhm. Yeah.
Oh,
The
but
thing
that's the
about
best.
yeah, the thing about being in your vibration is like whatever you're projecting, you know, and we're reflecting, it's like those, it's like will attract like. So at the same time that we're attracting the people that are for us, the people that, you know, we want to be around, that environment, we're also repelling the people that aren't for us. So it's like a twofold thing. You know what I mean? So yeah, you know. Yeah. Oh, I can't hear you. No feedback. Oh, say something.
Uh-oh, can they not hear me?
Got you now. I can hear you now.
Okay. Are we all good, everybody?
Yeah, we're good. We're good. Go ahead.
Oh. Oh, now I've gone silent. I don't know.
No, I can hear you.
Oh, they're saying they can't hear me.
Oh, I can hear you.
Oh, I don't know how to fix it.
Oh no, I mean, I think they can hear you now. It's probably just delayed.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely laws of attraction, intention, like all of this goodness is in there, and it shows you what people aren't about and what people are about. Like, it's, I don't know, just all the great moments where like we've been talking and then somebody says something and you're like, me too, like I do that, or I'm interested in that, or I also do that in the morning and it makes me feel great, like somebody else does that. I don't know, this has just been great, and I'm
Yeah.
really excited to see what we accomplish with the Bloom Your Loom.
Hmm.
Get that started soon eventually.
Yeah. Yes, I know that it will. It's gonna go somewhere. We may not know where exactly it's gonna go, but I believe that it's traveling. You know, it's picking up steam. It's picking up, you know, a lot of people who are into this and are into building with each other, with community, with unity consciousness. And one of the things that I love about it is that, you know, for people who have been in these circles and have cashed out, so to speak, or have received gifts from other people, they've posted certain things like how Rachel, her car broke down, right? And she posted, or
Mm.
somebody posted something, hey, let's help a girl out, like anybody who just won in the Loom Circle, how about sending her, you know, $25, right? And a
Yeah.
whole bunch of people were sending her money, I'm sure. And it's like, you just put something up today where I jumped on and I was sending somebody through Venmo what you put up on your story. You know, you talked about the girl's mother, right? She had kids. She had like 3 children, and she was going through something. And I saw you put it on your story, and I was like, oh wow, here's an opportunity. You know?
Is a lot of Uh-oh, am I cutting out?
There you go. There you go. Back.
I'm
You're back.
trying. It might be my internet.
It's all good.
um,
Okay, you know.
but yeah, a lot of it is also releasing scarcity mindset and releasing money. Like, I think a lot of people see my stuff and they think, oh, that's nice. Like, she has money to throw away. Like, you know, and it's not necessarily that. I've struggled with money for most of my life, but it's just like it took this to me kind of like seeing that if you let go of that, that you can enjoy life a lot more. I think people are so used to just working, 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 working and not enjoying their lives. And if you're not working hard, then you're not gonna, you know, get what you need to get going. And like letting go money to some random stranger, they just see it as like, oh, I'm wasting money. And it's like, no, you're letting go of that attachment to bring abundance in other forms. Like, you know, it's just, yeah, it's a hard concept for people to be able to understand, especially coming from areas where they don't have that kind of means to let go.
Hmm.
um
Yeah.
I don't know where I'm going with that, you know.
No, I
Yeah.
mean, I totally get it. You know, letting go to receive. That is such a concept. It's like a paradox that what usually a lot of times what we're holding on to is holding us back, and we don't realize it. That if we just simply let go and release, so much more will come into our lives, will flow into our lives when it's given space to enter, you know. But oftentimes we block it when we're trying to, you know, hold on to things for dear life. It's like we're not able to let go to receive in that way. So yeah, did you have practice in this? Because I believe that sometimes people, they're like prepared in certain instances in their life for situations like this to be able to let go, you know, because to have the courage and the faith to let go of something.
Yeah, I can say I've had my fair share of letting go of things that I didn't want to let go of, but I needed to. So I guess I've had a little preparation. It wasn't necessarily in a money aspect, but
Hmm.
um I definitely say maybe that's conditioned me a little bit to be prepared for this. Like, you know, I was feeling a little butthurt at first before I like actually found the right group of people, but then um that clicked for me. So it's new, but at the same time, I have had to cut losses before, so it's, yeah, I don't know.
It's like what would be an example in your life of certain things that you've let go, be it physical, emotional, material, or you know, just anything, maybe even a belief, you know, something. Because I believe like we build up to the point where we're just able to let go effortlessly and let things flow, you know.
I'd say the biggest first thing I ever really had to like detach myself from was like family members, having to let go of family members that are harming you or not providing the right environment for you. And it's hard because a lot of people think that blood no matter what, but sometimes you do have to make sacrifices if it's impacting your life in a negative way. So I think like that was like the biggest thing I had to do at a young age was I had to cut my losses. And I lost some, you know, contact with like my siblings, you know, things like that, but I had to let go of that figure in my life because it just was completely stifling my growth. And you know, I wasn't allowed to like be free and be myself.
Hmm.
um so that was definitely, you know, I've had to do the family ties being
Okay.
cut, you know. So I think
Yeah.
that was something that definitely just has always made me prepared for losing things, or not losing things, but you know, compromising. I don't know what the word would be because I don't like to believe that you've ever fully lost something.
Mm.
You know,
Mm.
that it will
Okay.
always like in some way come back. Like I know that even if I've cut ties with those people, like that's for some reason they're still gonna eventually show up one day. And I'm, you know, I don't know. So I don't think you ever truly lose something. So that's another thing, you know, for example, yeah, letting go of money and giving it to somebody in the middle, like you're never going to truly lose it. You'll get something will come back to you.
Right.
Um,
Hmm.
yeah. And I've just been trying to do what you said, you know, the sun is always there, even if you can't see it, like, you know, always find something to be grateful for. So like, I've noticed that that is actually even like, I get up in the morning and I take care of myself. I drink water. I eat a bunch of fruit. Like, you know, and I get my day going. Even if I don't even give myself a chance to feel like tired. I don't even give myself a chance to sit and decide if I want to get up or not. I just do it
Yeah.
because like I know that there's something that will happen today that will be like something to be grateful for. I don't know.
I love that you said that though about the what are we really losing? Because when we even think about it and we break it down, it's all just energy, right? This is energy. It's energy that we're giving off. It's energy that we're giving out. So if energy can neither be created nor destroyed, it simply changes form from one to the next. So that energy that you're circulating, that you're giving, you know, you're receiving, you know, it's coming back. And you may not know the form that it comes back in, but because you chose to give, you know, you will receive. And it's just wonderful to think about abundance, to think that there's more than enough. You know, Rania, she talked about that on her story one time. Like, there's more than enough, and you are worthy of it. Like, Jess, in your life, has there been times where you've you've found inspiration or motivation or something within you to tell you that you were worthy, you know, that not only could you receive, but you were worthy of receiving? Can you speak on that?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. That's like finding your voice, finding the confidence in yourself and how you feel like that you are allowed to be who you want to be and allowed to feel how you want to feel. Like I don't know if it's a massage therapy thing, but I always try to hold space for others to respond how they want to respond, to be how they want to be, even if it's not my same, you know, how I'm perceiving myself. I don't know. Yeah, the answer is yes.
Yeah. Yeah. No, yeah,
Yeah,
feel
so I
free to,
just,
yeah. Hmm.
oh man.
So to be
You
who
can
you
tell
want
that
to
I've never
be.
been interviewed before. I don't even know where I'm
Oh
like
no, you know,
rambling.
this is wonderful. This is wonderful. Like, there's no rules to it. You know what I mean? There's nothing to it but to do it. You know, you're speaking your truth. You're speaking your mind. You're speaking who you are. You know, at your core, and that's really your. This is nourishing for me as well. You know, because like I said, I'm fascinated with people. You know, with humans. Like, just the many amazing things that we're able to do and the ways that we're able to connect. I just love finding new ways, you know. So this is awesome for me as well. Yeah.
Yeah. And like people are making plans to meet each other. Like people don't see what you could really accomplish through this if you just put your heart out there.
Right.
You can, you know, find great friends. Like
Hmm.
we're all over here like, oh, we're gonna do camping trips and like I
Yeah.
want to travel when this is all over. We've been
Yeah.
talking about like, you know, if anybody does center out of a big one, like using that money to travel to go meet people in their groups. Like, you know, there's so many endless possibilities.
Hmm. And I love that you see it that way. Endless possibilities, right? It's because we don't think in a limited mindset that we're not limited. We're unlimited, right? That we're here right now. You know, it's that's what it is for me. It's like it's abundance all around, not just in money. You know, abundance all on all levels. You know, so this is just wonderful. It's a wonderful time when you see it that way. You know. Oh, you're waving. Are they talking to you? You got some friends here? Shout out,
Yeah.
shout out to One
I
Crafty
miss you all
Yoga.
too.
Shout out Nick is pretty slick. Shout out to y'all. Oh, hey, appreciate you joining there. He's so Stephen Valentine. Shout out Justine. Thank you for joining. Adam, thank you for joining. Rania, thank you for joining. Lauren, thank you for joining. Jen, oh, the Bloom Your Loom CEO, Jungle Jen, she joined. Thank you for joining. Jazz, thank you for joining. So, yeah, everyone, we really appreciate you. You know, time is one of the most precious things that we have. We cannot get it back. So, we really do appreciate you for spending your time here, you know. And Krista, thank you for joining, my friend, as well.
Hello.
Yeah. Krista's awesome as well. She has her own podcast. And I know we're about to start a podcast for the yeah, we might be changing the title, right, Jess? We'll
Yeah,
see.
not because I just felt like it was just what we had like viewed. It was just, I think, so much bigger than the word loom.
Mhm.
And I feel like I said, there's a lot of just misinformation that gets lugged around with that word. And so I felt like maybe us just finding a fresh name, but
Mhm.
still holding on to the same concept. I don't know. Because I think
Yeah,
people see that and they're like, oh, I don't want to follow that page. Like, you know?
yeah, you know, it's so funny. Every time I've taken a leap of faith, a net has appeared. You know what I mean? Like in my life, even driving from Texas to California, like I didn't know what was gonna happen. You know, I didn't know where I was gonna go or who I was gonna be with or how I was gonna make it. Like, but when I've taken the leaps of faith in my life, a net has appeared. You know, but I didn't see the net before I took the leap. That's the thing. You know, I didn't see like, oh, there's something down there to catch me. Like I can jump. It's safe. No, you know what I mean? You don't know until, right? So it's like Martin Luther King said, you know, faith is taking that step even when you don't see the whole staircase. That's the beauty. That's the beauty of faith. Faith is an acronym for following all in thy heart, you know? And that's what this space is for us. It can be when people are able to take a leap of faith, to take a chance on something that they don't necessarily know all about it, you know, but they're able to say, you know what, if those people are in it, it must be a reason. Let me at least check it out and see, you know, let me at least find
Yeah.
out what's going on here. And you know, there's fortunate that there are some people who do, and they end up falling in love with the community, learning about new people, finding new friends, and discovering new things on this platform that they had no idea existed.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, you're getting a little laggy there.
My bad.
No, it's all good. So,
But yeah.
so when did how was
Mhm.
the drive? Did you drove from California to Texas?
No, from Texas, I drove to California. That was a while ago. That was about
Okay, okay.
2.5 years ago.
All
Yeah.
right.
hmm But
Oh
yeah. So I
man.
drove to California for acting because I had gotten my bachelor's in theater arts in Texas. So yeah, that was the next step. So I'm still in that journey, still embracing that journey, but I'm also enjoying everything else that comes along my way. Yeah.
Oh, that's what's up.
hmm
Yay.
Yeah.
Oh.
How about how about yourself? You know, they say that you know, God and the universe, that God laughs when we make plans, but do you have plans for your future right now at the moment?
Yes, I have end goals.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Definitely my like ever since I was little, I don't know, just my end goal. I've always wanted like a ranch or a homestead. I used to live on a ranch when I was a little girl for a short period of time. I lived with my grandma um there, but I don't know, I just that's like my end goal is I want like my homestead or my ranch, and I want to have like my big garden. So I'm a horticulture student, so
Yeah.
I go to school for a lot of well, it's been online now. I'm not really fond of it, but yeah, just my big garden, and I just want to like have animals and have community. And I mean, hey, who knows? Maybe I'll you and I'm gonna. But yeah, that's like my end goal. I don't know. I've never wanted to limit myself. I know a lot of people like their first instinct is they want to own something. They want to own a house or they want to settle down. And I just want to like experience people and experience, you know, places before I do that. So I do have an end goal, and I'm just kind of, you know, seeing how I get there.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely have changed my career a few times. Like, you know, I originally was a biology major and was going to be a marine biologist, and then I became a massage therapist, and then that totally changed everything. And then now I'm in horticulture. So
Yeah.
moving from plants to people back to plants. I don't know.
Yes.
But
Yes.
yeah,
What
I'm hoping, you know, the podcast is like that step, you know, getting there, creating a community. And, you know, like I said, who knows, maybe I'll drive up to Oregon and go see wind and
right.
do some work there. But I don't know. I don't really have like a set current plan right now. I'm kind of seeing where I am taken.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the cool thing about the future, Jess, is that it only comes one day at a time. You know what I mean? Like, there's really no rush. You know?
Yeah, this has
Yeah.
also been so much patience, like learning that things will come to you when they're meant to come to you.
Hmm.
And that if you just, be grateful, like what did you said, if you're grateful for everything, or if you're always grateful, then the universe will give you something to be grateful for. Like, so I've just kind of been in the moment and doing that and hoping that things like come my way.
Hmm.
So no, and then like it comes when it's supposed to. So yeah, it's like no rush.
Right.
I think again, like I said, we always forget we're still so young. Like, I'll be 24 this year, so it's like I've got lots of time for those
Oh, yeah.
things to
You
come
got
to
plenty.
me. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Plenty of
yeah,
time.
and then like, it's okay if it's uncomfortable. Like change is supposed to be uncomfortable, because how is it change if you're okay and used to it? Then that's not really a change.
Hmm.
Um and I think a lot of big changes are coming. I think this year is going to be like a really big like transformation for a lot of people. And you can kind of see who's using this time at home to really reflect on themselves and like actually make these changes, because I feel like so many people are just so busy all the time and they think that they can't make these changes. And it's like, now you have the time, so are you really willing to get uncomfortable and delve into yourself and come out of this with a new layer or a new perspective?
Hmm.
Or are you just at home and like, feeling sad about it, and obviously it's hard, like, depression gets really bad. Like, I've totally been there, but I've just been trying to use this to really like change, because I don't want to be sad and sorry about what's going on. I want to move from it
Hmm.
and excel from it. And you can't do that if you're sitting in that space. So
Hmm.
I don't know. I've noticed that there are people that are using this time, and then there's people that aren't, to really like, grow their mind.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and they're sitting at home and being spoon fed a bunch of information, and they're not actually like doing the work to grow themselves, or learning that information for themselves. They're just kind of watching the news and then sitting at home and not going outside. And it's like, that's not going to help you grow. That's not going to help you. Like, you have to use this and make it to your advantage. I don't know.
Yeah, we are what we eat, so to speak. And we are creators, but we're also consumers. We take a lot in. And I often really underestimated the power of the subconscious mind. You know what I mean? Like, our conscious mind can process up to 40 bits of information like at one time, you know? But the subconscious mind can process up to 11 million bits. You know what I mean? It's on a ridiculous scale what the subconscious mind is doing, like what it's running. If you've ever had the feeling of being in your car and driving in familiar environments, and then you get home and somehow you got home but you don't remember, really, you kind of were tuning out, right? You might have been
Yeah.
listening to music or talking to somebody, but somehow you were changing lanes, you put on your blinker, you were avoiding other cars, you did all this stuff without knowing it, right? Without even thinking about it consciously, you did it all subconsciously. That's how powerful it is. And so when we're scrolling on social media and we're looking at all this stuff, or when we're listening to the news in the background, we may not know it, but we are consuming all of this. You know, it doesn't miss a beat. The subconscious mind, it doesn't sleep, right? It doesn't miss
Yeah.
anything. It's absorbing all of this energy. So when we're more intentional about the environment or the things that we're tuning into, we turn into what we tune into, right? So yeah, that really is something. It's powerful to know that you you have the power to choose where you want to be in that vibratory state, but you can either be affected by the things or you can choose, yeah.
It
Yeah.
reminds me of an exercise we did when I was in school, where we'd have somebody sit in a chair in the center of the room.
Hmm.
And this was to delve into the layers of your subconscious and your energy layers. Because a lot of people don't understand that your energy exceeds so far past you, that you can, that's why you have instincts and you can feel things. It's because those things enter your energy field and it goes out like so far. And if you really tap into that, like we did this exercise and the person would sit there. I did it too, actually. It was crazy. So you sit there with your eyes closed or you put something around your eyes. And as the person gets closer and closer and closer into your different layers, you can kind of feel their presence and you would know where they were. There's people that reacted crazy ways where they would start crying because somebody got really close to a certain part of them and they could feel it, and it kind of, you know, they responded energetically. Like, yeah, your subconscious reaches so far past what you would think, you know. But I think, like, again, everybody's so used to their immediate surroundings, connecting physically to their immediate surroundings because it feels safe to them. And it's a crazy idea for them to know that, like, something going on like 20 feet from you is going to affect you, like, whether you know it or not.
Right. Right. Yeah. But then you can also, you know, we can also flip that for a positive. You know, if we know that it's that powerful and if we know we're affected, then, you know, if we choose to be in the environment that people are, like-minded people are raising each other up, are boosting each other up. Because I believe, like, the only reason you should look down on another person is if you're lifting them up, right? And when you lift others,
Yeah.
you yourself are lifted. And so the more that I associate with people like you, it's just wonderful. I feel like this is nourishing. It's like an energy cultivation. I'm growing, I'm learning, I'm expanding, I'm broadening my horizons, my view on the world. I'm opening my mind to new perspectives, to new ideas. And it's like, it's not limiting. I just feel so unlimited, you know? And so, yeah, I just love this.
An open mind and an open heart, and you'll always get something.
Yes, yes. It's like a parachute, right? It doesn't do you any good closed. It's not gonna help you close. So thank you so much. This is wonderful. You know, and I'm honored that this was your first interview.
Oh, thank you. It was really cool for you to ask. Like, I was like, okay. We're basically just talking about everything that we talk about us on the side. So it's, you know, it's nice to just sit face to face and like vocally just talk about it like in the moment.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's great.
But you know, I did ask, but you said yes. You know what I mean? Like you could have said no, right? But you were open.
Yeah.
Once again, it comes back. You know, it comes back full circle. You allowed yourself to let go of whatever fear you had of putting yourself out there. You know, and like showing faith, speaking on your truth, and getting vulnerable. I think that is one of the greatest strengths is vulnerability. So thank you once again, Jess, for doing this, and I'm sure we'll be doing it again. You know.
Yes. Oh man.
Awesome, awesome. You had some friends joining, huh?
Yeah, that was cool.
Well, now
They
you know
probably were like, "What? Jess is on a video?" Because I don't usually do like video calls or voice messages. So probably some people were like, "Oh, what's this?"
Yeah, yeah. Well, now you know the feature, so you know how to operate it, you know, and if we're all pieces of each other, it's like when we see someone, we're really just seeing a part of ourselves, you know? So for everybody who was affected in any way, who joined this stream, who was able to, you know, hear you speak what you were speaking, they got a piece of themselves, you know? It was like a reflection
Yeah.
shining back at them. So it's just awesome to be a part of it.
I agree. Hi, Kronya.
All right. So you have a wonderful rest of your day. You know, whatever you choose to do for this super moon here, this full Scorpio moon. I don't know exactly. I don't have any rituals or ceremonies that I do for it. But do you have something that you're going to open it with?
Well, I'm gonna go skate and sweat in the sun, and then and then I actually have a reading with Leslie. So
Okay.
so I'll have a nice little reading, and then I'll probably do my own ambient meditation, probably put some music on and kind of really sit and reflect on things.
Yeah.
But I'll definitely let you know how the reading goes. If you're looking for a reading, Leslie's awesome.
All
I
right.
honestly like the way that Leslie explains things. She just has such a wonderful way of wording, and and again with reading, it's everybody that is reading you. It's their interpretation of what their artistic influence on how they're seeing it and perceiving it. So it's really beautiful to see in her eyes how she sees me and what she sees going on. And she just finished her astrologer courses, and I'm really excited because this will be the first time she's given me a reading since she's learned all these new things. So that will be really great. If anybody needs a reading,
Well,
Leslie of Many Moons. She is my
shout out to
friend, and I love
Les.
her.
Congrats
And
to Les.
she's a great Gemini. I love her. Yeah.
Gemini, that's air, right?
Oh, yeah, I believe so.
Air. Air. Awesome. Shout out to Leslie of Many Moons. Plug. Go follow her as well. And oh, I couldn't hear
Yeah,
you. What
she
did
does a
you say?
lot of online stuff. So she'll do it like face to face or on the phone. That's how she does a lot of her astrology appointments. Um,
Awesome.
but
Awesome.
yeah, thank you so much for having me on your little show and talking. And it's
Yes.
nice to actually speak to you face to face. And
Yes.
hopefully this isn't the last time.
Yes. It
It
won't
won't
be.
be. It's not
Yeah.
going to be.
There we go. You got it. So take care, Jess. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Stay blessed, everyone.
Yeah, you too.